And do you think all three of the products link together?
Yes, they do. They're all talking about one subject.
Do you find the documentary informative and interesting?
Yes, it's raising the issue of drinking and whether the age of 18 is the right sort of age that people should be allowed to start drinking.
What do you think about the drinking age?
I think it's about right. I think the comments made about whether if you lower it, that would just encourage people to drink at an even younger age. So 18 is about right, I would think, especially for the UK.
And do you think the radio advert was persuasive?
Yes, it highlights that there's an issue.
Was the radio advert persuasive?
Yes, it was interesting. I'd probably watch the product it advertised.
Did the three products link together effectively?
Yes, you can tell they're based on the same product.
Did you find the documentary informative and interesting?
Yes, I did, because not much information is given about underage drinking in everyday life.
The different range of opinions make it interesting. However, the lighting could be better. I think that the magazine is good and very informative, and the tagline is very catchy. I like the reference to the documentary in the radio advert, and also think it is very informative. I think all products link well together over the topic. The only improvements that I think could be made are on sound levels and on the roughness of the main image on the magazine.
For my audience feedback, I found that my primary audience, enjoyed our documentary and found that it discussed the topic in society well. They found it factual and interesting, which was important for me as a media producer, because the initial intention was to make it informative yet interesting, so we were successful in that. Another important finding from the audience feedback was that they could clearly identify the codes and conventions that we used, which is important because we made a conscious decision to conform to these conventions, and it was good that they could identify them. The main convention that they found particularly interesting was the Vox Pops. This was because it showed the public opinion, which was what the documentary was really based on, and that made it successful as well. We also asked the audience, our primary audience what the decoded message of the documentary was, and they said that the message that they decoded was that the drinking age should be lowered, and there is a problem possibly in society with obsessive drinking for underage drinkers. We also asked the primary audience about their opinions on the radio advert. They said they found it persuasive and it captured the true meaning of what we were going for, which was important. They enjoyed the sound effects and the snippets into the documentary. We followed these conventions to do that. We wanted the audience to feel persuaded to watch it, and we did that successfully. For our magazine, our primary audience, believed that it followed the codes and conventions, as it used pull quotes, masthead, and a main image. We also incorporated synergy by using the Channel 4 logo, using a snapshot of the Vox Pop that we used in the documentary, and they picked up on this and found it was good. We also asked our secondary audience what they thought of the documentary, magazine and radio. For the documentary, they found it informative because it gave them a bit of an insight into the young people's lives. They also felt the same as the primary audience. They found it interesting and informative, and they learnt facts that they didn't know before, which was good. For the radio advert, once again, they found it persuasive, which was the main point of the radio. And it captured their attention and made them want to watch the documentary. And once again for the magazine, it persuaded them to watch the documentary, which was the main purpose, and they thought the layout was good, and yeah. We also asked our target audiences whether they thought our products linked together, and they all agreed that the products linked through the use of constant referral to the documentary, for instance in the magazine and in the radio advert, and